myself to have some quiet time before my kids wake up. And it just, when you're in that meditative state, it allows you to really see things from a different perspective than you previously experienced those things, right? So I I'm just going to say generally, you have to know yourself so well to where people can't tell you more about you than you know about you. It took me years to finally get here to the point where I can recognize my energy. I can recognize when someone's projecting onto me, and I can recognize when they haven't dealt with something that they're trying to make a me issue. When someone is trying to make their stuff my stuff, they're trying to make me accountable for something that has nothing to do with me. It's something that comes with age, it's something that comes with wisdom, it's something that has taken me a lot of time to understand why I attracted so many narcissistic relationships. Not necessarily just romantic, also familial friendships, acquaintances, work relationships, all of them. Some of these people just want you to do the work for them. Someone else's light that can make you feel very held, feel very seen, feel very loved, feel very validated, that can oftentimes trigger wounds from your childhood where you feel like you should have felt that way back then, and you don't feel worthy of that love now because you didn't have that love then. And so it takes you back to a time where you were like, I could have really used this love when I was 5 and, I felt really alone, or I could have used, I could have really appreciated someone, talking to me and making me feel like this back when I was, you know, 7 and I was being bullied really bad and I felt just like no one had my back, or I have a form of that dynamic in every area of my life, whether it has been romantic relationships, it has been familial. Most of the familial relationships I have feel that constraint of someone trying to like punish me for things that they refuse to take accountability for. Mostly good friend dynamics. It wasn't until I got in my 20s that I started making new friends that were outside of my old friends, and I started seeing those dynamics in other people, and I was like, ooh. It just spoke to a dynamic that wouldn't exist if I did my own shadow work. And if you don't know what shadow work is, it's just dealing with the trauma that has shaped your worldview. And your worldview being how once you see that there's something very flawed with how you see the world, you deal with the childhood traumas that have caused you to view the world in that way. And once you deal and heal through those childhood traumas, then, your worldview clears up and you become a clearer vessel for what the divine is trying to show you is possible for your life. And so by healing your childhood trauma, you no longer feel like a victim to your circumstances anymore. For instance, with me, my parents abandoned me very, very early in life. And so I had a very, very deep abandonment wound. An abandonment wound that causes me to not want people around at all. It caused a very severe, fearful, avoidant attachment style very early on in life. So it causes me to repel people. I'm afraid that those people will eventually leave me. With sitting with my shadow work, I'm able to communicate my needs more effectively. What I've come to understand is safe people won't make you feel bad for how you feel and the truth that you have to impart. It will just flow. Unsafe people, people that I oftentimes have to let go of, are people that resist my truth, make me feel like I have to change my truth, or my truth is something to be argued instead of something to be accepted. There is no arguing my truth. There's no arguing your truth. How you feel is how you feel. It's very abundantly clear when your truth is coming from a limited world view. Your perspective of other people and your perspective of life in general are coming from a limited worldview. And you can tell when someone's is, and you can tell when they're seeing the world from a more objective lens. So I said all of that to say, you have to know yourself so well. And by knowing yourself, I mean doing your shadow work. I mean healing through your traumas. I mean really looking at yourself with that hard mirror and just seeing the things that about you that have to grow and evolve, that have to eventually change for your betterment, not to be a better person for anybody else, because you want to be a better person for yourself. And the people that align with that movement can see the world crystal clear and not through the lens of trauma. I've lost a lot of relationships just by way of becoming more aligned in the truth. You have to know yourself better than people that are living in a fantasy that you are no longer living in.